So we've already looked at the Ottawa Senators roster as we go into this matchup. Now this is being recorded on a separate day as the end of the Game 6 episode against the Capitals where we eliminated Washington. Spoiler alert, if you're watching this before watching Game 6 against Washington, what are you doing? Why are you watching this episode first? That's my first question to you. But we did take a look at the roster at the end of that recording. Now, this should be spliced. The end of that episode should be spliced into the beginning of this episode. If I edited everything correctly, we will find that out in the future. So future me, put in the Capitals. My brain is still on Washington. Put in the Senators roster at the beginning of this episode. There are a little look at it and series preview. It may even be at the end of the previous episode if you want to see the roster preview. I think that's probably how we're going to end up doing it. But nonetheless, we looked at the Senators roster and there's nothing really that stands out to me aside from maybe their first line and of course having Brady Tkachuk, and there's another player in there. Chabot's pretty good. This team doesn't really have anything elite, in my opinion anyway, but they have a really decent depth team. They have 4 lines, I would guess. A lot of their players are basically mid 80s and higher, but I don't think they have anyone that's in the 90 overall rating. So just not really an elite team. Saros is really solid. So that's where my concern comes in. Can we score goals on this Ottawa Senators team as we begin game 1 of the conference final? Oh, I can't believe we're here. This is the conference final. Can you believe it? It doesn't feel right without the playoffs logo on the ice behind the blue lines, but we do know this is the playoffs. We do know that this is the Eastern Conference Final. Winner of this series goes to play for Lord Stanley. That's what's at stake. This is a big game and a big series, and I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know what to expect from the Ottawa Senators because they're a team that plays in the opposite division of us, and even though we see them 3 times a year, I don't really have a scouting report on them other than I think this team is pretty solid top to bottom. I think that's our biggest fear. But like I said, we have a solid first line, and we have equally good depth. So goal scoring is probably not really a concern for me, even though they have Saros in the net. I am mostly concerned about oh no, that's a high elbow on Martin Necas. He's slow to get up. Looks like he'll be fine behind the play. And Tim Stützle to Kyrou. The puck was loose, and Morrissey will clean it up. Going back to what I was trying to say before the big hit on Necas, I'm concerned about the job I have to do in the net. That's the biggest concern. I have to keep doing what I've done through the first 2 series in the playoffs. I don't want to put Ottawa on too many power plays. I don't want to find out how good their power play is. And as I say that, guess what? We've gone and taken a penalty. The first one in the game, Josh Morrissey. I'm not sure if this was a good penalty or not. A slash right in front as the puck arrived in front of the net. We're going to find out if that was a crack-headed penalty to take or if I can do this, if I can do what I need to do on this penalty kill. We've got the first save on the first shot we face in the game. I am going to find out, regardless of what I want to do, I am going to find out just what this power play has to offer. All I am going to say, I'm going to say this, is I'm relieved that we don't have to deal with Ovechkin and Lindholm anymore, but it doesn't mean that Ottawa doesn't have their fair share of offensive capability, and they have come out flying on this power play. They've gotten a few really good opportunities. Just gotta limit the backdoor chances. You're gonna see Nylander stride deep to the outside, safe, but the rebound is big. Tkachuk, and I think we forced him to miss that off the short side. We gotta just calm down, recover ourselves, because we're gonna see another shot, and we're sitting on it, and fortunately, D'Angelo, a hectic start to this game, quite energetic in our goal crease, but we're not even done yet. Brady Tkachuk, and that play, that defensive stick should give me a chance to at least catch my breath for a moment. They have really looked for that cross the rink pass, and they make one here to Bicek or Bicek, I don't know the correct pronunciation. And we know it's a slap shot coming on, so we can be really aggressive. And it's from an angle as well, so we don't have to play too aggressive, but we make the save. It pops up, and I think we end up sitting down on it. Yeah, we kind of end up doing that whole sitting animation again. Got away with that one. I mean, just because there's no Ovechkin or Lindholm doesn't mean this power play isn't good. They've looked the part so far, and I've done what I needed to do on the early kill. Yeah, 7 shots to none. That makes sense. We have not registered a official shot on the net. We've been killing a penalty for the last 2 minutes, for crying out loud. So that's 1 penalty done. Done and dusted. And the question becomes, how many are we going to take in this game? Can we manage to stay out of the box? And can we get some power plays of our own? We kind of do need some just to get back, just to get caught up in shots, because of how many shots we gave the Senators on that one lone power play. It's going to be a long series if we can't keep the discipline on the ice in this series. We just got to play smart. Play simple and play smart. Don't take penalties that are not necessary if we can help it. Now, sometimes just things happen, but that's hockey. But, yeah, if we can avoid penalties, I would love to do that. Stützle with a burst of speed. He goes short side. That's a very deflating goal to give up short side. I want to look at this from Stützle's perspective as he's coming down toward the net. Now, I got to trust my defenseman. There is a player back there. You see, who is that? Whoever that is back there is opening himself up as a passing opportunity, but it's going to be short side. I got to have this. We got to have this, buddy. This has got to be a save. We are pretty much covering the short side for the most part, but it just sneaks right in underneath the blocker. There's no way around it. That's a bad goal. No way around that. There's no excuses. That's a bad goal. That's when we can't give that up. We come out, start this game on a shorthanded penalty kill right away. I make brilliant saves on the kill, and then we give that up. Kind of a deflating goal to give up. We know that these guys are going to get their fair share of good opportunities and good looks on the net. Can ill afford to just give them a hand-me-down goal. I mean, the onus is on the offense, too. They got to start going at some point. We have one shot on net, 2 shots on net, actually. Through this much play, we're clearly on the back foot to start the Eastern Conference Final. I mean, we got a guy out here on the ice right now that has scored 50 goals this season, more than 50 goals this season. That's got to show up at some point in this series. The Senators are here for a reason, but so are we. 2 of the best teams remaining in the playoffs. There's only 4 remaining. 2 are going to go to play for the Stanley Cup. Only 1 can win it. And we got to prove right here, right now, why we can win the Cup, why we deserve to win it. But you got to go out and you got to earn it. It doesn't matter if you deserve it. And Dylan Larkin, that's exactly it. That's my captain. Larkin picks us right back up, leading by example, and leading with a goal of his own in the series to open up the scoring in the Eastern Conference Final for the Hurricanes. Now that gets the crowd right back into it. A "Let's Go Canes" chant has erupted inside PNC Arena. Fans are feeling it. We know the importance of this. Uh-oh. No short side. No, nothing short side. That was an interesting development of a play there. Save on the pass in front in the slot area. That's a good rebound save, Kyrou, to a player, I don't know who he is, and a nice little save. So we've bounced back nicely after giving up the goal. This is the thing that I'm seeing about Ottawa. They like to start from one side of the rink and feed it across the ice or feed it to the middle. They do this to connect with Jordan Kyrou. And that's a perfectly timed butterfly save right there. It doesn't get any closer than that. That's a thumbnail for me. For me, it's one shift at a time. It's one shot at a time. It's the cliche hockey term, but it's cliche for a reason. We got to pace ourselves. We can't be looking down the road in this series or in this playoffs for that matter. What is my guy doing on the post? Hinge on the post and seal it. That could have easily been a goal for Josh Morrissey. It was rejected so hard, it became a souvenir. I hope this kind of feels like it could set up to be a great goaltenders duel in this entire series. Not just for the game, but for the whole series. We know UC Saros in this game is really good, as he is in real life. I'm also jogging my memory here, and I remember we played a game against Ottawa in this building earlier in this season, here in Season 4. It was where all of our struggles seemed to begin. Our season kind of temporarily unraveled around that game, and it was a bad game. It just kind of blew up. It was a good game. It was going well, and then it just blew up. And if you want to see that episode, I can't tell you the episode number off the top of my head, but it was definitely pre-trade deadline. Yeah, I can't tell you the episode number, but if you want to see it to get an idea as to how low our low point was in the season, that was probably the lowest point of our whole season, right around that stretch. Hopefully we don't have a game like that against Ottawa, here or in the series for any matter. And we might get a chance. I thought the rebound was going to go right there and we could have put it home, but we will go into the intermission tied at 1. 1 goal on 10 shots. That's the case for both of these teams, as both netminders were not perfect through the first period of play, but I'd say UC Saros, at least he didn't let in a weak one like I did. But that's going to be a weak one. right out of the gates to open the period. We've taken our first lead here in the conference final. And does Jonathan Drouin keep humming along? He's very close. Svechnikov leading the team with 9 goals through this point in the playoffs. We've looked at it already, or we should have. And now Drouin, I don't know how that leaks through. How does Saros give that up? That didn't take very long at all. We came out ready to play in the second period. We had a talk with Coach LaBelle in the dressing room, and he didn't like what he saw through the first period. Thought we needed a little extra juice to start the period, and we've got some. I don't know what kind of juice it is. Is it orange juice? Is it cranberry juice? Is it Drouin juice? It might be Drouin juice. Bobbled save. Rebound put in by Andrei Svechnikov. That's 10 in the playoffs. And UC Saros, he's rattled. Clearly rattled right now. This is why I think this team can do big things, can go a long way in this playoffs, because we've got this kind of star power. I mean, I want this team to win the whole thing. I know it's a long way. We've got 8 wins to do it. 8 wins to go to make it a reality. And it's a lot of work in there. But, oh, that's a bad goal for me to give up to Tkachuk. I'm just going to skate away. Well, the puck got loose, and I was expecting a shot, and then Tkachuk picks up the loose puck and dishes it into the back of the net, and that's that. Just go figure. We would get a 2-goal advantage and then choke it right back up. Both goals in this game have been bad. Just no way around it. Both goals in the game have been very undisciplined on my part. Oh, that could be a penalty. Is that a penalty? It is. And I tried to skate away, but the touch-up happened as soon as I started skating. You guys have got to get mean, and you got to get angry.
You got to get angry! You got to get mean!
Get mean, get angry on this power play, get a goal, get our 2-goal advantage back up. That was a perfect opportunity. You know who's shooting that. And just take your time. Get a good look. Get a quality shot. Don't just take a shot just to take one. Well, that's an easy save. I mean, that's taking a shot just to take one. Oh, there we go. So there's the setup on the right face-off circle, right off the draw on the offensive zone. I had a feeling we were going to crank one of these into the back of the net on this power play, and there it is. I was expecting it might be Svechnikov drilling that one home, but I'll take it from Timo Meier. I don't care who scores the goals. I mean, Coach LaBelle himself, he can get dressed in gear and get out here and score goals. I don't care. I just want to win this series. I want to win this game. I want to win this series. I need goal support because I've broken down early here in game 1. I can quickly get it right back in short order, but I can't help but think about the ones that have gone past me in this game. They should have never gone in, but you know, these breakdowns are going to happen. It's a long playoffs. My main focus is trying to just get to the cup final, trying to play well, because if we can get to the cup final, hopefully we can get this out so I can complete my sentence here. But if we can get to the cup final, then the line score probably isn't really going to matter from there, as long as we don't just completely blow up in the cup final in terms of the goals that we give up. My numbers through the conference final have to be good, but they have to be just good enough. They don't have to be lights out. They just have to be good enough to carry this team into the final, the cup final. And since that goal, that second goal for Ottawa, things have really slowed down for them in a huge way. Of course, they did take a penalty in that sequence after that goal that has, of course, backfired. They gave up a goal on the penalty kill, and there it is right there. 10 shots to 1 here in the period. I hope this doesn't turn into a high-scoring series because I don't think my heart can take that. We got through the Washington series, and that was an intense enough series as it was. Because there were moments there where I had brief periods of doubt whether we could beat them. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. With this guy scoring goals, it feels like we're unbeatable. God help us if he gets injured in this playoff, because we can ill afford to lose a player like Andrei Svechnikov. He's just scoring goals everywhere at will. It simply feels like Andre looks at the puck and it just goes in the back of the net. It's as simple as that. All he has to do is just stare at it, and it goes into the back of the net. It listens, and we won't face a shot from Batherson. I've been run into by at least 2 Senators players in this game, and that's not good. That's exactly the opposite of what we need to do. We're taking another penalty. I'm honestly starting to get to the point where I'm very nervous about my line score for this game. Not the most threatening power play we've seen, but Ottawa had some good looks on their first one. This is their second opportunity to the man advantage. I did have a little bit of net exposed there, but we did stop Thomas Chabot's shot from outside, and we should get a clear. Oh, that clear rolled in on Saros. Oh my goodness. He played that through the crease. There was a forechecker going right to where the puck was. McCabe, you should just throw it down there and have it weirdly careen off the inboards into Saros. So you're telling me this is the team that oh my God, never mind. Tim Stützle, there's the third one against. I'm having a bad game right now. It was there. There was a save to be made. Third goal on 13 shots. I have a feeling I'm not going to get out of this game without a negative in the line score, but I'm going to have to eat this game. Just got to eat it. Try to carry the team to victory. I think that's the most important thing, is just carry the team to victory. We're clearly not playing our most confident right now. Oh my God. If that stays out, I'm going to be a grateful man. See, this is the thing. Ottawa may not be generating a lot of chances, but the ones they're getting are, well, they're not even that great. I've given them 3 really soft goals. I don't even think my pillow is as soft as the goals I've given up tonight. And I'm not sleeping on a rock. I don't sleep on a rock. I mean, this is what I was saying. It feels like, the puck just goes in the back of the net for the Senators. We saw that in that one game we played in this building back in the regular season, and it feels like it's happening again. The star power is there in terms of Tkachuk and Stützle. That's going to be the 2 main players to shut down right now. I think we are the superior team on paper, and based on what we've done in the postseason. I'd say that we're the superior team, but, I mean, I want that to be the truth when this series is all said and done. Our team needs to get good goaltending. We need to get good, consistent goaltending and provide that to our team. I know we've got offensive support, but it's not always going to be guaranteed to be this way. That's going to be a penalty. I see the holding behind Saros' net. And will we get a touch-up before I get to the bench? We will see this play happen from the overhead. And there it is. Kyrou is on top of that puck. Do they have 2 players in the box? Did they take 2 penalties? I think they've taken 2 penalties. The hold by Stützle, but I think there was a second penalty because Kyrou was out there. And it is. This is a 5-on-3. So we've been granted a 5-on-3, kind of a gift, a late second period gift. But this also means the Senators are not going to be shooting the puck for a long while in this game. And I like to think this game's over if we score 6.
Are you sure about that?
It's a 5-on-3, and this is Andrei Svechnikov's music right here. This is his prime opportunity to just add more to the stat column. Might be the Conn Smythe winner here. If anyone from the Hurricanes is going to win the Conn Smythe, I have to think it would be Andrei Svechnikov. We may have a jailbreak on offense. Look at the rush play by the Hurricanes offense, and all of that to just throw it off the stick of Brandstrom. Martin Necas is around, and again, Brandstrom has made 2 great plays defensively on this kill. Someone get open, someone go long. Ooh, that was almost a bad pass, but we have we created a goal off of this sequence? We will find out. So they've largely killed this off for the most part. There's still 30 seconds left. Plenty of time to at least do some sort of damage. Get in there, get a goal, boost our lead. Oh, we hit the post on the backhander. Jonathan Drouin's backhander hit the post, and it's going to fling all the way down here. Tip of the cap to the Senators' penalty kill because they've just killed off a massive 5-on-3 opportunity. That's a wasted chance for the Hurricanes early into this game, into this series. We're the type of team that's going to come out and score a 5-on-4 or 5-on-5 goal, and we're going to go right back to the penalty, or right back to the power play, as Jiricek's come out and taken a penalty. They're selling something really good in that penalty box, and I don't have a guess as to what it might be, but that's got to be the only explanation as to why the Senators keep going to the penalty box. And we're going to go into the third period. We have a lead. It's a 2-goal lead. It's really simple. Let's just try to win this game. That's all that's on my mind. We need to get off on the right foot in this series. We take the first game. Our odds of taking the whole series become that much more likely, much more in our favor. We got to win 4 to take the whole series, of course. Couldn't say anything more obvious. That's a very dangerous play in the forecheck. Get out of my face, Josh Norris. I should have just flying poke checked that guy right in the legs. Rebound goal to Necas, and that's the 6th one in the game. That should lock up game 1 for us. And he gets his 10th of the playoffs as well. Svechnikov has 10. Necas has 10. The offensive firepower is... it cannot be extinguished right now. No slowing down our attack, and I couldn't be more proud of these guys. All right, now let's backstop this thing the rest of the way in here. We got to make up for our bad goals that we've given up. Guys, that is straight up my defenseman's fault. Well, my defenseman skated it right into me, and it went to Stützle. We just can't get a break right now in this game. And the line score is going to be awful coming out of this. I just got to try to have a damage limitation game now. Damage limitation in the line score. Because we can't make a simple play to break it out. What are we doing? No more breakdowns, please. No more breakdowns. I nearly gave another one up. This just isn't my game right now, and yet we should be getting out of here with a W. I'm a little peeved off. I'm not going to lie. I'm pretty pissed off. This has not been the ideal first game in the series. The other games in the series have got to be better than this. We have to come out better than this in game 2. This is not acceptable. I'm a little nervous for what may happen if Saros gets on his game, because he's not. We've been very fortunate. He's not on his game in this one, nor is Ottawa's defense. They've taken a lot of dumb penalties, so we've got a break in that regard. And what happens when he's on his game? I got to be really sharp for those types of performances. And I told you, this is going to turn into a high-scoring series, isn't it? The first game's been a high-scoring. We got 10 goals scored so far between the two teams, and we just continue. We continue playing around with it in the slot area. Tony DeAngelo, what are we doing? I swear, if you guys continue skating it right up the middle in the breakout, why are you using the middle to create a breakout play? Why would you break it out through the middle? Skate it along the boards, rim it up the boards, rim it up the glass, and get it out. I don't care. I don't even care if it's freaking icing. I mean, look at this. We're playing around with it in a dangerous area. Ottawa's been very aggressive on their forecheck. And they've gotten a goal out of it, too, because of our carelessness. Find out in the post-game menu, the post-game screen, what it looks like. Oh. How is this a one-goal game? How is this a one-goal game right now? This is bad. This is falling apart. Falling apart. We're falling apart right here. Please.
Disappointed!
You have got to be absolutely freaking kidding me right now. You have got to be freaking kidding me. All right, Svetch. We need another goal from you. Come on. I mean, just seriously, come on. Losing brain cells trying to play this game right now. What is going on with us in this third period? Where are the breakdowns coming from? Gotta change the camera. Just gotta, maybe there's some hope in changing the camera. God, here comes another goal that they're gonna manufacture. What an unbelievable first game in this series. What a stupid freaking break. I don't want to look at the line score from this game. This is gonna put my chance of being the starter in jeopardy, isn't it? This is just one of those games I can ill afford to have. Just came out and have an absolute clunker in the first game. If we lose this, I'm just gonna be so heated if we lose this game. And we're continuing. We can't break it out for anything. What are we doing with the breakout? Losing my mind watching this team. God forbid this go to overtime. Please don't let this go to overtime. By some miracle for Ottawa, it's going to go to overtime. High-scoring nonsense affair between the Ottawa Senators and the Hurricanes in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Final. Oh my God, don't let that go in the net. We can't give up 7 tonight. Go get one. Get a clutch goal. Do something, anything other than turn it over in front of my net. I hope for better things coming into this series. I really did. And this game's not even lost. It's just, what are we doing? Why are we not on side? Are we just running into trouble playing the Senators for some reason? There we go. There we go. Is that going to be the one that's going to win the game? That becomes the ultimate question. Can we win the game off of that one-timer? The way this game has gone, the unpredictability, Senators will probably get a 7th goal to tie it. Just get me out of this game. Just get out of this game and just forget about it. Just move on, forget it. We got to take the W and just forget about it. Please, God, make a save if there's one to be had. Just 3 minutes. Just 3 minutes and you've taken game 1. Lord help me through this whole series. This cannot be a series that goes on like this. At the most, this has to be a -20 in the line score. I can ill afford anything greater than that. I need this to be at the most a -20. I have a feeling this is going to be a lot larger drop in the line score than a -20, but whatever. Just gotta battle through this. We gotta get the team to win here. Oh my God, I hate this. They just throw it from everywhere. The Ottawa passing is so good. We got a chance for the empty net. So do they dump it in? Do they pull the goaltender? Do they go for an empty netter? Defend this well. Defend better than that. Batherson poke checked away. The goaltender is out. So you see him skating to the bench into the empty net. There's no reason we shouldn't win this game now. What an absolutely, utterly stupid first game in this series. What a way to introduce these two teams to each other in the playoffs. Lindell's on a break into the zone. Do we come back into game 2 with a different camera angle? Because I'm on fixed camera now. I've gone to fixed camera out of pure frustration with this game. I don't know what camera to use in game 2. And by the way, they're going to pull Sarles, so I'm going to come out to play this should they send it behind the net or it get loose to me. But hold on 1 second. Oh, this should be in. Natchez just wrapping around the net. There you go. Into the empty net. Game over. 9 goals in the first game. 2 of them empty netters. Coach LaBelle, please just be happy. We won the game. The score is 6-9. Very nice. It wasn't very pretty, but we are going to take victory in game 1 in the Eastern Conference Final. We're another step closer to Lord Stanley. Yes, this is bowl me over, because that's exactly what happened in this game. I got bowled over. That's the most agitating victory I've had in my life. Oh my God, that's a relief. Minus 22 in the line score, I can handle that. And it kind of offsets the plus 30 something I think we got at the end of game 6. So it kind of offsets that. That's why we have the buffer in the line score. That's an awful numbers from that game. But just know that that game is a rarity, an oddity, and a lot of it's on the team in front of me, but I don't really care. We just won the first game in the conference final. I have got to play better in game 2. And I don't even know what camera to use, but we may start out with fixed. We may trial fixed or something. We just got to do better than we did in game 1. That's bottom line. We got to do way better than that because we can't rely on our team to score. Amend that score. We can't rely on them to score 7. 9 in this game, but 2 empty netters, but we can't rely on our team to score. This cannot become a high scoring